Corey Swergos here in Las Vegas with Slap4Cash. How you doing, my man?
Good, man. Good.
You know, you were the OG, the first ever person to put slap fighting up on YouTube. How did you come up with the idea?
I don't know, man. Something that stuck in my head for over a year, and I thought for sure somebody had the idea. I looked it up on YouTube. There was no guys slapping each other. I said, man, we got to roll with this. This was back in 2009, 2010.
You know, you said that you had a lot of hate towards it when you first started. Why do you think there was such, rebellion to it?
I think it's just because it was new. Whenever there's new stuff, you're going to have people that are going to be haters and write bad shit, negative stuff.
What propelled you to continue to move through past all that hate? Like, did you feel like you had something very unique and specific and it was a true passion for you?
Yeah, when I first started slapping people, they posted it on WorldStar, and I seen instant results, and my first video that was posted got 600,000 views, and this was back, like I said, 2010. Yeah, 13 years ago.
Gotcha. At that point, you probably recognized the power of social media and what it could do to help propel yourself forward, in an entrepreneurial way. When you looked at those platforms, how did you internalize it, and did you think it would ever be as big that it's become now in 2023?
Yeah, I knew it would. I've been telling people for years. When I first started this, they didn't even have any Instagram videos or Facebook videos. None of that. It was just the only platform you had was YouTube. You might have been able to post on MySpace, but I don't remember. But I remember YouTube was the only platform that I could actually post on.
Gotcha. You've been telling me that you're quite an entrepreneur. Obviously, being able to get that notoriety and that following has allowed you to continue on with other ventures. What are you doing right now?
A lot of different stuff. Uber automation, Turo, Airbnb. I got a lot of different stuff going on, but and boxing. I've been doing a lot of boxing. I've had 4 fights in the last. I'm 3-1 right now. I've had 4 fights in the last 2 years, and it's not been no gimmies either. I've had to fight some pretty badass opponents. Barstool Sports, I fought their guy. He was 6'6", 400 pounds. I knocked him out in 18 seconds. I flatlined his ass. I fought a lot of giants in the last 2 years, man.
Like, were you born and raised as an entrepreneur, or was it something that you had to learn?
Yeah, I feel like I was, because my uncles and my whole family are business owners, so this definitely, it helps being business-minded for sure.
Seeing the growth of, slap fighting, back in 2017, Slap Fight Championship came on the scene, started to, put together a league that was much more organized. Fast forward now to, 2023, we're seeing Power Slap coming into the fold. How does it make you feel to be able to see the growth of the sport continue and become more legitimized, legalized, to the point that you have legal sports betting now?
It's actually better that the UFC took slapping to the next level, slap battles, because how we were doing them before, I actually teamed up with the Russian guys. They came out to LA. I met them in LA and did a slap battle out there. I knocked my opponent out, and that's where I met the crazy Hawaiian. But the UFC taking it over is making it better, because they're doing brain scans and they're checking overall health. So it's not like before where you would just meet last minute, no commission, nothing. It's actually sanctioned, so it's safer now, and it's more legit, man. Before it was just like a last minute spot where everybody would meet. Nobody knew the location unless you got invited, and those who couldn't get invited, it was a real private, under the rug type deal. And now it's like it's more public.
I mean, you were able to attend the historic Power Slap 1 event. What did you think of the production and the overall quality of that event last night?
Man, I was impressed. I really was. How frank and Dana put that together. Pretty impressive, man. Last night was the overall decision for me anyways to decide whether I want to be a part of that or not, because I have some boxing matches coming up and some other stuff that I have coming up, other combat stuff. So seeing that, I was like, yeah, man, I could see this thing growing. The crowd was into it. They were actually catching the guys, and like I said before, you kind of just met in a warehouse and slapped the shit out of each other. They recorded it and put it up on YouTube and sold it, So now it's sanctioned and it's well put together.
I mean, so this wasn't the first time that you were in touch with the brass at Power Slap. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you first got connected with them?
Yeah, they messaged me and asked me to meet with them when they first started it, and I didn't really believe that. I didn't believe that it was actually something the UFC was starting. And then a buddy of mine hit me up and he said, "Hey, these guys want to meet you. They're legit. They're from Power Slap UFC. Will you meet with them?" And I was like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, they're legit." So I wound up meeting with Frank, the president of Power Slap, and this other guy, Gary. We all met and had dinner and talked about it. Talked about bringing me on and being the first coach for Power Slap.
Awesome. In regards to that first conversation, I think they probably wanted to get some fireworks.
Oh, for sure.
So who was the other coach that they were looking to court at that time?
I got to remember his name. That other guy, he's trying to follow in my footsteps. The Hawaiian guy, Lazy Hawaiian.
The Lazy Hawaiian, okay. The Lazy Hawaiian. He was actually there last night. Yeah. You guys were sitting there very close together. I think you guys have been destined to meet for probably the better part of half a decade now.
Yeah.
And haven't. Do you want to crack at him?
I'll knock the Lazy Hawaiian out. Actually, I met the Lazy Hawaiian up there at, you remember that Russian slap contest I was just telling you about, where we just met in a random building. And by the way, the Russian dudes, they actually took care of me, man. They gave me a good check that day. So it was a slap competition, and I knocked my opponent out. I went to leave, and I seen the Lazy Hawaiian. I thought he was a security guard, that they paid $8 an hour to, just watching the door. And he's like, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm the Lazy Hawaiian." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, okay." I didn't know what to say because I didn't know who the fuck he was. And they were like, him and his brother were like, "Yeah, we're slap champs." I'm like, "Slap champs of what, bro? The fucking Missouri backwoods bullshit league?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, you got to check me out." And I'm like, "All right, whatever. Never heard of this clown." I stuck around just to see what kind of energy he would bring. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was pretty impressed. He went 5 rounds with the Russian. They're Russian American, whatever the fuck they'd call it. Russia had a big guy with them. I guess they would call him the Russian American champion. I don't know. Those guys battled it out, and Lazy Hawaiian actually won the slap battle. And I was like, all right, this dude could actually slap. Had a lot of energy. Overall, he was a showman. I was pretty impressed, so I met him out there in LA at one of those slap battles.
That's awesome.
But I will say this: I knocked my opponent out. Him and his opponent went 5 rounds. They didn't knock. Neither one of them got a KO. So, yeah.
So we've seen, obviously, they tried to implement a super heavyweight at Power Slap 1. However, that match didn't take place for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
But if they do implement that in the future, do you want a shot at the Crazy Hawaiian?
Well, the question is, do I want a shot? The question isn't, do I want a shot? Will he not be a bitch and actually sign a contract? Because on my end, when we were at dinner, me and my manager, we were set to go for this thing. And then we got a call saying, well, the Lazy Hawaiian, he doesn't this guy's lazy, man. He's fat, lazy. He doesn't really want to compete. He's, so it's the as this sport is growing, a lot of people have been dying to see this match, and I think it was shortly after the lazy Hawaiian got knocked out. I think he's scared to battle again, man, because I seen him last night at the show, and he really wasn't walking. He was kind of wobbling. I'm really worried about his health, man, and that fucking beard he's growing isn't going to help him, because all those guys that were there competing last night don't got shit on me, bro. They did their thing, and it was fun to watch them. But when it comes to power and hitting people, ain't nobody in that fucking room had more force and power than I do. So,
So supposedly he's under contract until September, and then he says he's going to come over. Do you believe that Power Slap is the right platform for you two guys to meet?
Oh yeah, for sure. Power Slap's would be the number one platform for a slap contest anyways, because we also got offered to do a boxing match. He didn't show up for that. Power Slap would be the only platform that I would meet him at. It's just because it's sanctioned, commission. They do shit the right way. This stuff is supposed to be done. They got the money to put behind it, and that's just the right way to do stuff, man.
Awesome. If you want to say anything to the crazy Hawaiian, what would you say to him right now?
Oh yeah, the lazy Hawaiian's a punk ass bitch. That guy couldn't bust a grape in a fucking fruit fight. He's a great showman, I'll give him that. He puts on a good show with all the yelling and screaming and shit. But I've never been afraid of the loudest guy in the room ever. And that guy's a fucking clown. Yeah, he's got some knockouts behind him. But I'll tell you this much, he never battled anybody on my level or anybody with the kind of power that I'm going to bring. And that's probably why he's real hesitant about signing with Power Slap, because let's put it out on the table. They offered me and him to be the first coach of the Power Slap. And, I'm here in Vegas. I live 8 minutes from the PI, 8 minutes from the Apex. Where the fuck was he at, bro? He didn't show up, so it is what it is. I mean, they ain't gonna sit around forever. Show up, and if you're not fucking scared, sign that contract, motherfucker. Stop being a bitch. I mean, you're making all them islands and all those people who believe in you. You're making them all fucking disappointed in you, bro. You're supposed to be representing Hawaii. You're supposed to be the lazy Hawaiian. Bro, you're a fucking bitch. You're fucking scared. There's no other excuse. What the fuck are you doing, man? Get your fat, lazy fucking ass off that computer. Get the fuck away from GTA. You got a little GTA call he started. Come on, motherfucker. Bring it. And he say, I wear a 3XL glove. I'll knock your fucking ass out. Sign the contract, big boy.
There we go. We now know your desire. Yeah. Hopefully the brass of Power Slap see this.
I don't need no belt. Nate Diaz in this motherfucker. I'm the baddest motherfucker in this slap shit. Ain't nobody badder than me. Any of them fucking clowns can get it. It don't matter who they put in front of me. I don't give a fuck. They can all get it.
There we go. Corey Sweargos here for Slap News with Slap4Cash. Pleasure, man. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.